Hey guys, Derek Schwinn with Keller Williams Consultants Realty here with your Marysville, Ohio housing update for the month of August 2022. If you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and do that. Like the video if you enjoy it later on in the video. But let's get to the meat of the content. I like to cover three things when it comes to the housing market. Competition, how competitive is it out there? What are the finances involved? And how long is it going to take? So first we have competition. There are 49 houses came on the market in the month of August. We had an average of 26 houses on the market at any given point. And then we had 51 in contract and 42 closed. So the big number change there was 73% increase in available listings at any given point. So compared to the rest of the Columbus market, they were at 20% increase in available listings. Ours went up 73% year over year. So significantly more, 26, not very significant, but a significant increase from last year in available listings, and new listings shrank by 17% for Marysville and 16% for the Columbus MLS. So unfortunately, we're getting fewer listings year over year, but that's what you got. So then when it comes to finances, the average asking price for a house last month was $357,000, a 4% decrease over the previous year. The Columbus MLS was up 9%, just like in their average sales price. Ours was $341,000. That was up about 9%. I think it was about 8.6%. So thankfully, listings are still closing at a increasing pace for you sellers out there. You buyers, obviously, that's not the news you want to hear. But in general, things continue to get better for buyers. Average days on market to get to timing was 9 days on market, a 29% increase from last year. Again, 9 days compared to, I think it was like 6 or 7 last year. Not that significant. 10 years ago, it used to be 6 months. So anyway, those are the numbers. Excuse me, but probably the biggest news I've seen in these numbers is that the average sales price to list price ratio, what somebody's asking for it and what they're willing to take on average, was 1% lower than the listing price. Usually, things are closing for, at least in the last couple of years, 2, 3, 4% above asking price, and those asking prices continue to climb. And the list price to sales price ratio continue to pace ahead of that. Now it's pacing behind by 1%. So for you buyers out there, you don't have to compete as hard for a listing anymore. So I've also got some slides here that I can run through that are going to show you some bigger scope numbers and interest rates and things here for a second. All right, so then probably the biggest number, which I don't think it really means a whole lot, the absorption rate increased by 205%. Last August, it was 0.2 months of inventory, aka if everything on the market continued to sell with nothing new coming on the market, we would exhaust our inventory in 0.2 of a month. Now we're up to 0.6 of a month, so that's quite the increase from last year, but not that much of a difference. If you've watched these before, you've probably heard me say a balanced market is somewhere around 6 months of inventory. Like I said earlier, things used to sit on the market for about 6 months. Not sure how much of a correlation there is there, but we've still got a long ways to go to get to a balanced market, but it is getting better for buyers, like I previously said. And my favorite random fact is for 1 square foot of a house, it costs on average in the Marysville School District $167,000, which is up 16% from last year compared to an 11% increase on the overall Columbus market. All right, so this first slide indicates projections of what some folks think mortgage rates are going to do. Basically, they think they are going to end up stabilizing, getting somewhere in the high 4s to low 5s to mid 5s, so not really sure what's going to happen there, but here's some projections from Freddie Mac, Fannie Mae, MBA, and NAR, National Association of Realtors, and then the averages of those. And then a quote from Mark Zandi, Chief Economist with Moody's Analytics. I don't think national housing prices will decline in a meaningful way, but there will be some price declines across the country, aka depending on where you're at, you might see a decrease that may be significant. But for the most part, most of the quotes and things I've been seeing from the experts that collect these quotes have said that there's not going to be a significant drop in most places. And just a side note, the Intel factory broke ground, I believe it was last week, so in my opinion, that's going to keep our local economy booming for many, 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 many years to come, and our housing market is going to be significantly impacted by that. So any decline in prices across the country, I don't think we're going to see it here in Central Ohio for a long time. But just my 2 cents. So this third slide indicates that, again, somebody has taken their foot off the gas of the housing market, and prices are not depreciating when it comes to home values, but the appreciation has slowed down. So as you can see, it's down to about 15.8% here. The last numbers they have in July from CoreLogic. The next slide shows the projected forecast. You've probably seen this one before from me if you've watched these in the past. A home price forecast for 2022. On average, all seven of these organizations put together, there is an average of 11.3% appreciation for the year 2022. So this slide here shows basically what's the median household income versus, on average, what does it take to purchase a home in these areas. So thankfully here in the Midwest, we've got an average median income, a median income of about $90,000. And they're saying it takes $68,496 of income to buy a home. So speaking to affordability, obviously we're not perfect, but it's much better than the other parts of the country. So I like to see that. So then the last slide here, we're in a place where strategy discussions and planning are critically important to make sure we can thrive, during these challenging times. Stay nimble, stay informed, and remember, housing is traditionally one of the first sectors to slow as the economy shifts, but it also is one of the first to rebound. So, all in all, things are looking pretty good. I'm thankful for the forecast that I've got here. Obviously, we don't have a crystal ball, so we never really know exactly what's going to happen, but I look forward to seeing what happens and staying through it with all of you. So, if there's any questions you've got, I'm here to help. Until next time, take care.